Have you ever stopped to consider the vastness of your own thoughts? The human mind, a cosmos in its own right, is filled with billions of neurons firing, connecting, and creating a symphony of consciousness. Daniel Kahneman, a renowned psychologist and Nobel laureate, dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of human thinking in his groundbreaking book, Thinking, Fast and Slow. System 1, our intuitive pilot, is like a seasoned traveler, effortlessly navigating familiar routes. It thrives on patterns, associations, and mental shortcuts, allowing us to make quick decisions with minimal cognitive effort. When we catch a ball thrown our way or instantly sense danger, System 1 is at the helm. System 2, our rational co-pilot, prefers a more methodical approach. Like a careful planner, it weighs options, analyzes data, and considers long-term consequences. System 2 is engaged when we solve a math problem or resist a tempting dessert. They interact constantly, with System 1 often providing quick impressions and suggestions that System 2 may or may not endorse. Imagine driving on a familiar route. System 1 handles the steering, allowing you to daydream or enjoy the scenery. However, if an unexpected obstacle appears, System 2 is immediately alerted, taking control to navigate the situation. Intuition, that gut feeling that often guides our decisions, can be a powerful force. We rely on intuition to choose partners, make investments, and navigate social situations. However, as Kahneman reveals, intuition can also be surprisingly deceptive. Our intuition is shaped by our experiences, beliefs, and emotional responses, making it susceptible to a range of cognitive biases. One such bias is the anchoring effect, which demonstrates how our judgments can be swayed by irrelevant information. In a classic experiment, Kahneman and his colleague Amos Tversky asked participants to spin a wheel rigged to land on either 10 or 65. Afterward, participants were asked to estimate the percentage of African countries in the United Nations. Those who spun a 10 provided significantly lower estimates than those who spun a 65, even though the spun number had no relation to the actual percentage. This experiment highlights how our minds latch onto arbitrary anchors, influencing our subsequent judgments. Cognitive shortcuts, while often efficient, can lead us astray when applied inappropriately. The representativeness heuristic, for example, causes us to judge the probability of an event based on how well it aligns with our existing stereotypes or beliefs. Imagine meeting a quiet, introspective man named Steve. If asked to guess Steve's profession, we might be more likely to assume he's a librarian than a salesperson, even though statistically, there are far more salespeople than librarians. The framing effect demonstrates how the way in which choices are presented can influence our decisions. Imagine being presented with two treatment options for a deadly disease. Option A is framed positively, with a 60% chance of survival. Option B is framed negatively, with a 40% chance of death. Although both options are statistically equivalent, studies show that people are more likely to choose Option A, the positively framed option. Priming, a fascinating phenomenon explored by Kahneman, reveals the subtle ways in which our thoughts and actions can be influenced by unconscious cues. Priming occurs when exposure to a certain stimulus influences our response to a subsequent unrelated stimulus. For example, studies have shown that people who are primed with words related to old age, such as wrinkle or gray, tend to walk slower than those who are primed with neutral words. Priming effects extend beyond physical actions. Our judgments too can be swayed by unconscious cues. In one experiment, participants were asked to unscramble sentences that included words related to either politeness or rudeness. Afterward, participants were more likely to interrupt the experimenter if they had been primed with rude words, even though they were unaware of the connection. Understanding the power of priming is essential for navigating a world saturated with information and persuasive messaging. Thinking, Fast and Slow is more than just a book about psychology, it's a journey of self-discovery. By illuminating the inner workings of our minds, Kahneman empowers us to become better thinkers, decision-makers, and human beings. We gain a deeper understanding of our own cognitive biases, the limits of our intuition, and the importance of cultivating critical thinking skills. In a world rife with misinformation, cognitive biases, and persuasive messaging, understanding how our minds work is more crucial than ever. By recognizing the two systems that govern our thinking, becoming aware of our cognitive biases, and appreciating the power of priming, we can make more informed decisions. Kahneman's work serves as a powerful reminder that the greatest journey of exploration begins within the vast universe of our own minds.